Hey everybody, welcome back to the eBay shop. My name's Corey.
I'm Teresa.
And we are Grams and Pops Vintage, and you might notice behind us, we have the Transformers. But we did go to court today for those Transformers. And if you're not familiar with what we're talking about, this all started when? Back in April, May?
March,
April,
early March.
March?
Early March.
What's before March?
February?
Late February, early March. Sorry,
Wow.
I still have to count months on my fingers in order to get them all. And 2 toes. There's 12. So we bought $1,100 worth of Transformers, right?
We did.
And everything looked fine. They were these Transformers behind us. They're, what do they call them? The Masterpiece series. Everything looked up and up.
It did.
We looked into them. They had good value. We spent $1,100, which gave us plenty of meat left on the bone to sell them. Unfortunately, we found out once we got them home, they weren't real. They were fake. Not just knockoff like remakes. They were actually counterfeits.
Yes.
And had been shipped over from China, and we had been sold these on Marketplace. So we have done like a whole video series on these. Like from the time it happened, we reached out to other resellers and we asked for advice. What should we do? We considered our options. Through our series of videos, we decided to take, because of the amount of money involved, we decided to take a certain course of action.
A certain course of action. We took somebody to small claims court.
Yep, we decided to take them to court.
We sued somebody.
Yes. And had it been $50, we probably would have taken the loss and moved on. But this was a big enough amount that we weren't. I mean, we were upset about it. We were okay with the fact that we may have lost the money. Well, okay is relative. We didn't like that. We thought we would probably still lose the money. I thought, she thought probably not. We went back and forth a few times on this.
I was very adamant, though, through most of it, that we were going to win.
Yeah. Actually, when we first talked about it, I was very confident that there was no judge in the world that was going to rule in his favor, ever.
Yep.
The thing that got me is the YouTube comments on our videos. A lot of people made some really good comments on the videos going both directions. Like, it was our fault. We should have done our due diligence.
Yep.
Buyer beware. All kinds of stuff like that. We got to looking into that kind of law and found out that there are states that are like that. There are judges that are like that. I don't know, some French weird word. Who knows?
I don't remember.
But so for the last 3 months, we've been really kind of going back and forth, doubting whether or not we were going to get any justice. All we knew is we kind of coined the phrase Fraudulent Freddy for the guy, and we were going to at least waste $1,100 worth of his time, if not get our money back.
Yep. They sat. Yep. We didn't do anything with them in that whole 2 months. They sat on a shelf over there.
Yep, back there where those other jerseys and stuff are hanging now.
Yep, they just sat there. They got in my way because I had totes that I could have put there the whole time. So on court day,
we boxed them
up.
And there's more under the table. We just set these back here so you can see we do still have them. We have gone to court. We did get in front of a judge, but we still have the Transformers. So we're going to show you this video and you'll understand why we still have them. So I guess rather than us just talk, why don't we just jump into it? All right, guys. Morning of our court appointment here. We've got all the Transformers with us. We've packed them up just in case. We're hoping he gives us a check. We can hand these back off and it'll be a done deal. But we don't know. So we're going to bring them with us just in case. And then we have all our paperwork here. It's our official court day for the Transformer saga. We get to go find out if there's a resolution to this.
Or if we're stuck with them.
Or maybe we'll find out we have to wait longer to find out. We don't know. But
we have them loaded.
Yep.
There's one box here, one little Transformer there, and two
boxes in the trunk. So we're going to head in. We've got about a 45-minute drive, and then we're going to grab some lunch and drop our stuff off at the post office. Did I tell you one thing? No, you didn't. That in order to record, you had to have permission in advance. Yeah, so we won't be able to record in the courtroom, but we'll try and do updates as often as we have them, and we'll let you know how it goes. So we're off to see the wizard. All right, we made the drive. We stopped for some Taco John's, and here is the courthouse. We got to walk around this building here to go the long way to get in. And we're going to carry one of the transformers up with us just as an example to show the judge or whatever they give us, a mediator, a judge, I don't know what it is.
It's a judge.
So this is it. We're here, but we're a little bit early, so we got a little bit to wait. Any final words before we get sentenced?
We getting sentenced? No.
No. Okay. Well, wish us luck, guys. We're going to go in there and see if we get some of our money back. Well, this is what the weather turned to while we're waiting to go in. It's a little wet. So we may get a little bit soggy trying to get into the building here. Right?
Yes.
We did not bring an umbrella. Alright, it's time to get wet, soggy. We're heading up. Grams is now loving it. It's really coming down. Hey Trace, how's the weather today? Where are we going?
That's the administration building.
So where do we
I don't
go?
know.
We don't know. We don't know where
Clerk
we're
of
going.
court, civil, probate, whatever. It's down this way,
That one, I guess.
I think. That says 3.
A few moments later.
Yes, see, optimism, dear. Optimism. I'm optimistic.
What do you want to say, huh?
We won! We won! Within
Well,
30 days.
we got 30 days to figure it out. We did win the judgment.
Well,
We've got-
it's put on hold right now.
Yep. We'll talk
Until-
more in the car.
Yes.
Okay, so here's what happened. We told the judge, we kind of went over the paperwork with the judge. We told him what happened, gave him the whole Facebook message trail we had.
Mm-hmm. And all the pictures that we had.
Yeah, explain the proof we had that they were actually fake. Once he was convinced they were fake, it was pretty much, we were good to go. And the guy actually kind of made a mistake in the fact that he admitted if he thought they were real, he would have priced them higher.
Yeah, because he pulled out an eBay thing and said, well, this I'd price it at $66 for the Soundwave. But Soundwave was the one, when we looked him up as authentic,
Yep.
he was worth like $300-400, I think.
Yep, which fell right in line with what the judge asked me. He asked me if they had value as knockoffs, which I told him yes, about a quarter of the price. And then he gave him the $300
Yep.
versus the $60. So everything just kind of fell in line. And then he tried to tell the judge that if he thought they were real, he would have priced them higher. And
Yep.
that kind of sunk his battleship when he did that.
Got him! Got him!
So the judge did find in our favor. He didn't issue a judgment. He issued an extension basically for 30 days. Told the guy the judgment is against you. You're going to pay the money back.
If you don't,
30
then he'll-
days.
Yep.
He has 30 days to make arrangements to pay the money back, in which we have to give him the transformers back. And if he doesn't, then the judge will file the judgment.
Yep. So right now it's just a temporary hold
Yep.
until he pays it back. And as soon as he pays it back, then we have to contact the clerk of courts and let them know. And once we let them know, then they'll drop it and they'll just make the whole
Why do I
case
look so
disappear.
short? I look short.
No.
My camera's broken, guys. I'm not this short.
But he'll make the case disappear. If he chooses not to pay it, which he seemed pretty genuine. He seemed like he was really worried and was
Yeah.
going to pay it. But if he doesn't pay it, then they'll serve it and actually do a judgment against him. And then at that point, we can go and start taking legal action.
He was genuinely shocked. I think somebody told him there's no chance that he's going to lose
he
this.
talked to the wrong lawyer.
I think he talked to some Google lawyers or something, because he was shocked.
So
that it
I'm
went
going to tell
against
you the
him.
honesty. I was very confident this whole time up until we went into court.
She was not.
And then as soon as I saw the dude, I was like, no, we ain't getting it. We ain't getting it. Nope, nope. But then as soon as the part of it too was listening to the court case before ours, there was only 3 court cases. The first one got thrown out because one party did not bother to show up. The second one was a city case against some property owners. And then it was us. And after listening to him do the second one with the city and the property owners, I was like, oh, I think we might, but I don't know. And then as soon as the judge said, I'm going to fine for the plaintiff, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, she'd be the one doing fist bumps in the row behind us. But I was confident once they let us up and I started talking, the judge was very receptive. He was listening. He seemed like it. And I told him, we don't want anything to happen here. We just want him to do the right thing. That's all we were asking for. That's all we want. Like we said, I don't think he was trying to pull something and selling fakes. I don't think it was nefarious. But once he does know, and he does now, we just wanted him to do the right thing. And I think that went a long way with the judge.
It did.
Because it took him about an extra 10 seconds after that, and he found in our favor. So. But
now my question would be though too, back to the whole point of, if he didn't know, but he was pricing them at like $66.
Yeah, he kind of gave himself away. He did know, and I think the judge kind of was like, yeah.
Yeah, because if I'm going to price them up higher if it was real. Well, what do you mean if it was real? We thought they were real. And the worst piece is I really wanted to have that initial message, his Facebook Marketplace listing.
But he deleted it.
That showed that these were transformers, and then next to some, he did put third party.
Yep.
But all of the ones that were the masterpiece, none of those had third party next to it.
No, they were all advertised as real. Yep. And he even said they were advertised as real. So.
Yep.
All right. So that's it. That's what happened. We're supposed to be getting our money back in the next 30 days. We will let you know if we do. It may be as much as 30 days before we know. And
well, the judge asked him how long, because he flat out told the judge as soon as he got that money, it was gone.
Yeah, he's got to get the money together. So we'll see what happens. We'll let you know.
Happy Grams.
So that's where we are as of today. The judgment has been made in our favor, but it's kind of in limbo. We left the court that day, and I think we even mentioned it in the video, we left the court that day feeling pretty good about the fact that everything had worked out the way it should, and he was going to contact us, and we're going to get our money in 30 days, right?
Yep. We are the champions.
Well, not yet.
So far in the saga, we're the champions.
Not yet. I'm not confident yet. I was on that day, but basically at the end of the court, when we finished up, the judge just kind of left it in a way that said, if you guys want to be adults now, go figure it out. Isn't that kind of the feeling you got?
Yes, he kind of just said, I'm going to put this on hold. Pay out the money. If the money's not paid out, then it will become final, and it will be on his record. And if we do get the money, we got to go to the clerk of courts. Yep. And we got to let them know that it's been resolved, and they'll just basically throw it out. It's a done deal. If he doesn't come up with the money in 30 days, I guess we go to the clerk of courts and tell them we need to reschedule with the judge to have him or actually, I don't know. Mm-mm. I don't know. They weren't very clear, but basically what happens is we have to notify them that it's not taken care of. The way I understood it was we just notify the clerk of courts by July 15th. One way or the other. One way or the other. If he hasn't paid, then it will get sent to the judge, and the judge will actually put in a judgment against him. At that point, then we can go on and do our collections. Yeah, we can go to the next step, and there's like 5 next steps from there we can do. But hopefully we don't have to worry about that. Hopefully it just gets taken care of. He just says, part of it that Corey left in the guy's hands was we didn't get the guy's number. We didn't get Fraudulent Freddy's number. No, that was where I was going with it. They actually, at the end of the court, he basically just told us, go be adults and handle it. And when he did that, we just kind of moseyed out into the hallway with him. We did. It was really awkward. And basically, we had to exchange contact information. I really didn't need his contact information. He needs ours. As soon as he comes up with the money, he's the one we're waiting on. Yep. Like, he needed time to come up with the money. Then he can contact me, and we will go arrange a meetup at the police station, basically, where they do Facebook Marketplace meetups and stuff. So that's kind of the plan. So I gave him a sticky note with our phone number, with my phone number on it and my name, and told him he could either text or call within 30 days. And then we left it at that.
Yep.
Like
And he was worried in court whether he was going to get his fraudulent transformers back.
He wants them back, which
More power to him.
He can have him. I wish they would actually just confiscate him and say you're a criminal. But I'm
not.
I'm actually hoping, because I think he was genuinely surprised that he lost this. I think he fully thought he could do what he did. I think now that he knows, when he lists them again, if he lists them again, I think he will be very clear that they're not, like
Authentic.
they're knockoffs.
Yes.
And if he's not, and he'll never get $1,100 out of them again.
No.
Like there's no way he will ever. So unless he rips someone else off. So I hope that doesn't happen. And I hope if it does, they do some searching on YouTube and find this video. Because listen, if you buy Transformers from a young man named Fraudulent Freddy, it's on his license. Just know that there is a way to get your money back. It's not the end of the world. You can
reach out to us. We'll give you the deets.
Yep. So that's what we were going to talk about here. What did we learn from this? If we had to give advice to anyone, I guess if you get taken advantage of by someone selling you stuff,
don't be scared to go the next step.
Yeah.
Like Corey said, for him, $50 is not a big deal. We've all lost $50 before on a buy. I'm guessing most have.
I think everybody has to figure out their own tolerance for loss.
Yep. But once you figure out your tolerance for loss and it's up above what you did, because we did do research, so it's not like we were going into it completely blind.
No.
Make sure that there are alternative steps to get your money back.
Yeah. And also know that your understanding of right and wrong and your gut feeling about whether it was right or wrong is probably correct. And I only tell you that because our comments in our videos through this have been split in thirds, almost exactly.
Yep.
A third of the people have been very supportive, saying, get Freddy. Like, take him to court, go get your money from Freddy. And they've been very supportive. About a third of them have been saying, there's absolutely no way, you're going to lose, you're an idiot. You should have done your research better. You should have been a Transformer expert or not bought Transformers. The other third were supportive in the fact that we lost before we had lost. They were basically saying, I'm sorry this happened to you, but it's not going to work out for you, and we're really sorry that it happened this way, but you're basically... So they were supportive. They weren't calling us idiots, but in a way that said there's no chance you're going to get your money back. We felt from the very beginning that what he did was so obnoxiously wrong. Mm-hmm. Like
obnoxiously wrong that I was mad about it.
It was wrong enough that you actually felt stolen from. Like, you got that feeling in the pit of your stomach, like you just want to slap the heck out of the next guy named Freddy. Like, it made us angry that we had been taken advantage of, and a little bit embarrassed that we had been taken advantage of.
Yep.
But we knew it was wrong.
Yes.
So once we figured out what our loss tolerance was, which was much less than $1,100, I know big YouTubers seem rich sometimes, but we
ain't rich.
Like, if it breaches that $100 mark, we might be talking.
Yep.
So we had to do something, and that something, even if it was just having our say in court, is what we decided to do, and it did work out. So don't just roll over because popular opinion is you're an idiot.
Well, yeah, and like you said, that whole thing of his big thing when he went into the court case was all sales are final. You bought it, you own it.
He even told the judge that, and the judge kind of chuckled a little bit, I think.
Yeah, so
like,
just because you bought it doesn't mean
if he said I'm selling a Chevy pickup and I bought a Chevy pickup, then all sales are final.
Yep.
If he said I'm selling a Chevy pickup and he stuck me with a Datsun, I'm sorry, that's not all sales are final. And it's also not on me because you took all the Datsun symbols off and put Chevy symbols on them.
Yeah.
Like, it was wrong.
Correct.
So I guess the moral of the story is actually be willing to fight. It cost us, what, $28?
Oh, it cost us $28 plus. That $28 was just filing.
The filing?
We're not going to end up recouping because the judge didn't put that in there for the
Yeah, I'm
other pieces
guessing we won't
that
get
we
the
had.
28 back. If he doesn't comply with this in 30 days with the $1,100 and it has to be pushed through as a final judgment, we will collect the $28 in the end, I believe. But for this, we probably won't get that back. But I think we spent 28 and then the serving.
Yep, 28, the serving fee and the mileage fee. So it was like 60. In the end, it ended up being like $65. Oh,
Yep.
30.
It was under,
$75.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was under $100 for an $1,100 deal. $100 was worth it on principal alone if we had lost. So, and it's different in every state. Every state's going to be different. Heck, every county might be different.
It is.
So you have to look into it in your own area, but worth it.
One key piece of advice that I would give to somebody when you make purchases on Facebook Marketplace or, that are not documented somewhere else is if you buy something on Facebook Marketplace, my recommendation now is screenshot what they're selling.
Oh, God, yes.
Screenshot what they're selling.
Any messages.
Screenshot any messages that you have going back and forth. Just because ours, they didn't disappear. Well, part of them did, didn't they?
Actually, no, almost immediately once we kind of let him know we were going to go forward on this, that we weren't going to let it lie, he started blocking us and deleting messages and deleting posts.
And deleting his profile.
Yeah, he got rid of everything. I mean, who was it that was shredding all the documents, like an Ollie North type thing or something? I don't know. He was getting rid of evidence. It was bad.
It was probably Hillary Clinton.
It was probably Hillary. No doubt.
Sorry. So that's my piece of advice going forward. That's one of the things that I think I will do.
Any big transaction.
Yeah.
If it's a transaction, you're going to go spend $25 on something and you're not worried about it. If you eat it, you eat it. Fine. But if it's a larger transaction, do your due diligence. Screenshot all of your messages.
Screenshot the listing.
The listing. The listing's important.
That was the big piece and thank God the judge didn't ask for that because as soon as he
didn't have to though. In this case, we got lucky because I told him they were fake in the messages, and he said he had no idea they were fake, which means he advertised them as authentic. So we got lucky. If he hadn't admitted to that in the messages and I hadn't screenshotted it soon enough, we probably wouldn't have won this. So.
Yeah. Lots of advice, but.
Any other tips?
I don't think so.
I know one that some people have commented, if a deal's too good to be true, it probably is. This deal wasn't too good to be true.
No.
This was less of a return than we're used to by a long shot. I mean, if we had sold them all and they were authentic, we could have probably tripled our money, maybe. And after fees and stuff, it would have been less than that. We do way more than triple our money on most things, so this isn't one of those situations.
No, but they were quick flips, I think. So.
But do be cognizant of that word of the day.
Oh my God, why do you have to use big words?
Do be aware of that. If something feels like it's way too good of a deal, really scrutinize it. This wasn't that for us, so we did scrutinize it, but it wasn't a huge red flag that, oh my God, we're stealing these. It wasn't that.
Also, one other piece of advice, which the guy brought up in court, but now if you're doing it, I didn't do it because I trusted him, but when we bought them and went to go pick them up, he did say to the judge they were all laid out on my tailgate of my truck. We should have authenticated then.
And we had comments to that effect throughout our video on the playlist too, to which I reply, shut up.
My thing
How the hell are we going to authenticate transformers? We're not transformer experts. We had to get them in our hands and do a week's worth of research to figure out what we had in terms of authenticating. We had to learn it. So I guess the only other argument to that is don't buy something if you're not educated on it. Well, that's how you get educated on it.
This would have been a large cost of,
Yep.
what do we call that? Our tuition.
And here's the thing. After all of this and $1,100 in a court case and 3 months of monkeying around, I'm not confident if I seen this sitting on a bench at a garage sale, I could tell you it was fake. There are a few key things that I would look at, but if those lined up, I couldn't tell you for sure. I mean, they're that good.
Yeah, they are.
They're good fakes.
Yep, and so that's why, I think I know enough now after watching tons and tons of YouTube videos and reading documentation on it.
There are a few key things we look for.
Yep.
First one probably being, if they have the box, they should have a seal here.
You dropped the card.
So, yeah, if they have the box down by the barcode, there should be like an authentication seal. It should be a holographic seal.
Hologram? Oh, yeah, holographic, not a hologram.
So that would be one of the main things we would look for. We would also, I don't know. I mean, there are things, we've talked about them in other videos, where the cardboard runs a certain way and stuff like that, but you'd have to look that up for every robot. That's not something that's universal, so it'd be tough to tell. What else would you look for? Because they were different. All of them were different.
Yeah, the main thing I think, which was a lot of them had different, was the logo. The
logo on the Transformer.
Yep.
Like the Decepticon or the Transformer
the Autobots
logo. See, this guy here.
Yes.
So where they have it stamped on the body, a lot of times there was a discrepancy in the logo.
Yes.
Not always, though.
Nope, not always.
Which is what I mean. If they don't have the box and they're just out on the table, they're incredibly good fakes.
I don't know if I would touch them.
I don't think I'd buy them.
Not in the box, I don't think I would touch them.
Yeah, I think I would leave them at this point. I think they're hard enough to spot, and we know little enough about them that I wouldn't buy them. So,
no.
That's our advice.
That just drug on and on and on. I just feel like that was a lot of information all in one.
It was. And now you see why having them out on a tailgate wouldn't have done you any good.
No.
Well, maybe some of you guys. If you guys know other ways that you could just spot them on a fly if they didn't have the box, you let us know, because we don't know. And don't say the joints are stiffer. Stiffer than what, Stifler? Like, somebody, if you're comparing it and you're saying it's subjective, like they feel stiffer than the other ones,
well,
if you don't have an original to compare to, subjective things to look for to tell if it's real or not are the most idiotic thing. Like, it's subjective.
I will tell you that some of my documentation that went to the judge
was subjective.
Information.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's really hard to tell, but we would love to learn. If you know something that's not subjective, let us know.
Or I'm also curious about stuff other than Transformers too. If you have other things that are commonly knocked off, that there's ways to check. Like I know, like Louis Vuitton and all those fancy
Pokemon
purses.
cards. We did a whole thing on that.
We did.
And those were the same way. They're very. I think we do have enough to spot those real or not now. But there was a lot of subjective things to look for when we were trying to authenticate those. And luckily we hadn't spent more than $10 on them, so it didn't matter. But, okay, what else?
June 15th or July 15th is the cutoff. If he doesn't, then we'll come back with an update on if it's been paid off or if we have had to actually have a judgment drawn on him.
We're kind of hoping this is the second to last video. There'll be one video, if we get paid or don't get paid, there will be at least one more video coming after this.
Are you going to swim in the money when we get it?
Am I going to swim in the money?
Like take a picture of you in the cash?
No. I'm going to...
For the thumbnail?
I'm going to reinvest it into something real. Like a taco.
No. Banana bread?
Oh, if you're still here, thank you for watching this long, because this has been extremely drug out and boring. But if you also watched the Reseller Clickbait podcast and you heard about the whole banana dessert debacle that we had.
Yes, he made a new one.
I have redeemed myself. I made a new one. The bananas were perfect. And I had 3 bananas left and made 2 loaves of banana nut bread that are amazing. So
Look at you, Betty Crocker,
Yes.
Martha Stewart.
And I only had to call Teresa on the phone 3 times during the banana bread process.
Where's the mixer?
Yes.
Where's the bread pan?
Correct.
And are you on your way home yet so you can tell me when these are done?
That was it. So, happy baking. If you want to hear the first part of that story, go check out the Reseller Clickbait podcast, and we will see you guys next time.
Hasta la vista, baby.